Difference between Brazil lifting the 2026 World Cup and leaving the tournament in heartbreak again might rest on just 5 men. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is no longer just an upcoming football match. It's becoming an emotional battlefield, a story of legacy versus youth, rhythm versus redemption, and hope versus history. The countdown has begun. The world is preparing for what millions passionately call the greatest show on earth, and stadiums across the globe will soon vibrate with roaring crowds, waving flags, and pounding hearts. But for one nation in particular, every beat will feel heavier, every pass more personal, every goal almost spiritual. That nation is Brazil, a country where football is not a sport, but a pulse, an identity, a religion whispered through alleyways and chanted in packed arenas. And right now, with only months remaining before the World Cup anthem plays again, one question echoes louder than any other. Which players will carry Brazil's dream? Today's video explores the 5 most trusted weapons in Brazil's arsenal. Footballers who possess either unstoppable talent, unshakable experience, unpredictable firepower, or unfinished destiny. Starting at number 5, we look at Estevão Willian, the teenage phenomenon who arrived wearing pressure but left wearing praise. When he first stepped into the Brazilian squad, pundits thought it might take him years to mature into a national team role. Yet within months he rewrote expectations. A natural right-wing magician, sharp-minded, frighteningly fast, and daring beyond his age, Estevão quickly locked his place in the team, earning not only minutes, but belief. His current momentum at Chelsea, a club known for demanding intensity and tactical discipline, has helped shape his rise and is something dangerous for defenders and delightful for fans. His ball control looks effortless, his acceleration breathtaking, and his confidence completely fearless. Analysts are already calling him Brazil's next global superstar, a footballer built for the future, but arriving early to change the present. If Brazil needs a spark from the wings, chaos inside the box, or sudden momentum shifts, Estevão might be the name the world learns by screaming. Moving to number 4, there's Casemiro, the man woven from steel and composure. When Carlo Ancelotti took charge, one of his first major decisions was recalling Casemiro not merely as a midfielder, but as a leader and eventually the captain. His role in the heart of the midfield is indescribably massive. He intercepts like a defensive fortress, distributes like a strategist, finishes like a striker when needed, and organizes the backline like a general with decades of battlefield memory. He carries the priceless currency of experience, something no training session can create. Casemiro understands big stage tension because he has breathed it before. The World Cup for young players can be a debut. For Casemiro, it's familiar territory. When a match turns frantic, midfields burn, transitions explode, or penalties loom, Brazil will need someone who does not shake, someone whose heart already knows thunder. His posture alone radiates control. Opponents fear his presence not just for his tackles, but for what they can't steal from him, his mentality. At number 3 comes Richarlison, a player trapped between national scrutiny and Premier League brilliance. His journey for Brazil has not been smooth. Despite multiple opportunities to shine, he has not always delivered performances that match his reputation. Critics sharpen their words every time he misfires. Yet he keeps surviving squad announcements because his numbers at the club level make arguments difficult to win. In the Premier League, he transforms into an attacking predator. Relentless off-the-ball movement, timed runs, physical aggression, and crucial goal contributions underline his value. But the real reason Ancelotti will still trust him in 2026 is simpler and deeper. Richarlison is a big occasion animal. He performs when lights burn brighter. He has scored in difficult international moments before, understands stadium silence, and knows how to turn tension into triumph. His story of the World Cup might not be about consistency. It might be about sudden impact. A single moment from Richarlison could justify every questionable start. Sometimes, football history is written not across 90 minutes, but within 9 seconds. Then we reach number 2, Vinícius Jr, arguably the sharpest blade Brazil currently wields. At Real Madrid, Vinícius has become more than a fan-favorite forward. He's a cultural emotion. Every sprint down the left looks like art with intent to assassinate structure. His dribbling is aggressive poetry. His goals electric punctuation, and his evolution under Ancelotti has been tactical enlightenment. Ancelotti did not simply coach him. He reconstructed him. Positioning discipline improved, clinical decision-making refined, pressing responsibilities expanded, and composure packaged into his natural flair now make him not just explosive, but effective. If Brazil aims to lift the World Cup trophy, Vinícius must carry his club-stage composure into the national spotlight. Brazil does not need Vinícius to entertain. Brazil needs Vinícius to conquer. And when Vinícius conquers, defenders collapse like equations, missing solutions. His upcoming World Cup story already smells like destiny stitched by master and apprentice working toward the same ending, a world-changing one. And finally, number 1, Neymar Jr., the heartbeat, argument starter, memory maker, and perhaps Brazil's most emotional football narrative in decades. Neymar is not done. Injury tried to write his conclusion early. Yet every time football prepares to miss him, he rises again. Rehabilitation rooms could not imprison his hunger. Critics could not erase his influence. Rivalries could not overshadow his aura. Legends like Ronaldo Nazário have publicly insisted that Brazil cannot win without him, igniting national debate like wildfire. Fans globally know his gravity. The Brazilian shirt fits him like prophecy. This is expected to be his final World Cup, the closing chapter of a story begun with carnival colors and boy wonder promises. His return from injury is not just physical recovery, it's emotional resurrection. When you talk about game-changing potential, clutch moment danger, creativity that disobeys game logic, and leadership forged from pressure itself, Neymar deserves to stand alone. No matter how many talents emerge or fade, Brazil has not produced a player like Neymar again. To lift the 2026 trophy, Brazil might need to embrace his risk, carry his resilience, trust his chaos, and fuel his redemption arc. If 2002 had Ronaldo, 2006 had Kaká, 2026 has one last chance to let Neymar paint glory over doubt, even if pain remains part of the palette. Because football does not always reward perfect fitness. Sometimes it rewards unwavering will. The 2026 World Cup for Brazil will not only be a tournament. It will be a finale, an audition for new kings, a march led by a seasoned captain, moments seized by unpredictable attackers, and possibly a final masterpiece signed by their most iconic number 10, Neymar. 5 players, 5 weapons, 5 stories, and 1 dream. Brazil shaking 2026 instead of 2026 shaking Brazil.